Step 6 of the Quick Start tutorial for Map Publisher has us applying labels, which is essentially a way to style your map that's different than the map style sheets, which we just completed. And we'll be using this tool over here, the Label Features tool. So here's what the Quick Start tutorial has you do. The first thing is open your map views. Now any layer that you have that is not associated with a map view will be underneath the non-map layers. These 4 were part of the template that we used to start this exercise. But anything I create, if I click on the new layer, you'll see it show up under layers as well as the non-map layers. Let me go ahead and get rid of that. So to apply the label tool, you need to have a text layer that exists that will receive the labels. That's why we need to drag this up to here and tell it that it's going to be a text layer. And honestly, you don't need to do this step now, because if you don't, you'll just be prompted to create a text layer later on. But that's why we're doing it now. So I'll open up another window here. This is off the screen, so you can't see it, but I'm selecting Window, Type, and then Character Styles. And I'll also go ahead and do Window, Type, and select Character. Let's get rid of this map views for now. So just like you can have graphic styles, you can have character styles. So if you're finding you're using the same font and size over and over, you can create it the same way you create a graphic style. If I click on Label Style, I can see that reflected in my character window. Thin style is slightly different, but I'll go ahead and click on Normal Character Style. We're supposed to do Label Style, but I'll customize it a little bit here. Instead of Myriad Pro, let's do something like, how about Rockwell Extra Bold? So whatever you have selected here is the style that will be applied when we run this tool. So if you click on it and you don't have anything selected, you'll be prompted that nothing is selected. So just make sure you have something selected first. Easy way to do that in my neighborhood points, which is the points of interest data we imported very early on. I'll click the target button. It's now selected. Now I can click Label Features, and this window is essentially a wizard that will walk you through the labeling process. We only have one thing selected, that's why we only have one source layer. The column, now this is the attribute values that are associated with that data, the stuff that's retained with which without the Avenza plugin is just lost when you import anything into Illustrator. We want to select area name. That's the attribute. The values are like Gastown, Jonestown, etc. Now the destination, we've only got one option. The destination needs to be a text layer. That's the one we just created. Everything else is good, so I'll go ahead and click OK. And I can see that effect. Now, the point layers you don't even need anymore. That was just to give you a reference to run the Label Features tool. So you can either turn it off or just drag it to the trash. If you want to change this text style, now you're just using normal Illustrator tools. You can select one, or if you hold on Shift, you can do a multiple select. And in my character window, I'll just select something different, and I can see that's reflected in the Illustrator file. I can also click on any one of my character styles. But you want to be careful, because just as with graphic styles, the styles can overlap and you might get some odd effects. So be careful with that. One tip I'll throw in with this video, I've showed you how you can use the zoom tool to zoom in or out, but the hand tool next to it, if you double click with your right mouse button, it will fit your artboard to your window. So for example, let me just zoom in really close on something, and double clicking with the right click while over the hand tool just fits the artboard to your Illustrator workspace. A useful tip to know.